I got to make something happen here. Ooh, actually, a good pickup there. Able to find one. Get him, get him, get him. Oh, no, you don't want to go with the close range here.
Where are you going? That recoil taking the best of him right now.
Yeah.
But he is going to stay alive long enough to be able to get out of there and reload. See whether or not he can stay alive a little bit longer. He's got another spot there.
Nice.
Takes down Bravo 5, and so far, he is just going to town right now. This is Alpha 4.
Hopefully he realizes he could put scopes on it.
That would be insane. What
like,
he could do, and this is what I do, I'll use my style of a scope, which is actually the rifle scope, and then I also have the canted iron sights on the side as well. So right now we've got the bomb carrier. Let's go ahead and take a look there. That was Alpha 5 who took him out, but we'll go ahead and hop on with the bomb carrier. This is going to be Bravo 14. Again, what I utilize, I use I have the rifle scope, also have canted iron sights, so that allows me, even while I'm iron sighted or while I'm looking down the barrel, I can switch between the two quickly. And I can look at the scope, I can switch over to the canted iron sight back and forth while maintaining looking down the barrel.
Canted iron sights is probably one of my favorite additions as far as something new to the game. I would have to say that I think it's probably going to be a staple for a lot of players. Just whipping out that canted iron sights makes sense. Saw a lot of people asking about current gen versions of Battlefield 4, and to my knowledge, this is all to my knowledge. I am not an expert in this one because, and again, I am a console guy, but I am not the person to ask in regards to the current gen because I haven't had a chance to touch it yet, play the game. But from the people I've spoken to, the current gen version of the game is the only thing that I believe is going to be not in is the 60 frames per second. I think everything that was in Battlefield 3.
Talking about current gen,
current gen.
Talking about Xbox
360 and the PlayStation 3.
Yes,
yeah. So I think it's going to be the just like the frame rate. I think it's probably going to be the only thing, and maybe the player size. Again, this is just me being a console player, knowing what the current gen consoles are limited to. I know what they're limited to. I know what they're capable of. We've been playing on them for so long now. If you had to make that assumption, that would be it. But you know what? If you're not going out there getting yourself an Xbox One or a PS4.
Wow! Did you just see what just happened?
Yeah, he like bunny hopped on the ground there. That was pretty dope.
No. Not only did he do that, he did a touch and go on someone. He got a roadkill also while picking up a headshot with his.
That's messed up.
With his 25 millimeter.
That's wrong. Oh, and. So, I don't know if we have anyone on here that is currently, just talking about the consoles real quick, I don't know if there's anyone in here that is interested in it. I'm sure there are a couple of you guys. And one thing I want to talk about is the controller feels, because a lot of people have been asking me about that, like which game do you prefer to play Battlefield 4 on, the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4? Now, I did play the Xbox One controller and the PlayStation 4 controller. Both are actually very, very good, and they both serve different purposes. Like, if you are an Xbox user, obviously you're going to feel a lot more accustomed to that Xbox One controller. Has a very similar form factor. And if you are a PlayStation gamer, the PS4 controller is going to take some getting used to, without a doubt. It's going to take getting used to because it's a little bit bigger. The sticks feel much different from your PS3, and the L2 and R2 triggers serve as your ADS and shooting mechanics. So it is not the L1, R1, which is something that has been very, a lot of players are very accustomed to on PlayStation 3. It's the L2, R2. And this is when I played Domination. So I actually had the chance to play Domination on PlayStation 4, 5v5, and it was so fun, so intense. It was amazing. I think I went like 18-4. I just pooped on everyone. It was amazing. I had a great time, and you guys are definitely not going to be disappointed. 60 frames Battlefield, 60 frames per second Battlefield is probably like the greatest thing ever. It's opened my eyes. So yeah, I would tell you that be excited if you're a console user. Current gen users, don't fret though. I think that there's going to be plenty of awesomeness there, and also don't forget you have that transition as well. I believe I saw during the EA press conference you can purchase something on the 360 and it works for your Xbox One as well. If I'm correct, I could be wrong in regards to that. But yeah, there's just a lot of cool things there as well. And Corey, you're just going through players here, finding SRR 71 gameplay. Like, you're a sniper fanatic. I don't like where this is going, man.
I'm basically just trying to find the bomb carriers and just kind of looking and seeing where the action is occurring. Right now we're on Bravo 5, who spotted the bomb carrier. I believe that's also, he has his teammate Bravo 11. Actually, that's Bravo 8, who's picked up 2 so far.
Yeah, and the bomb actually ended up getting taken out there. That was Alpha 12 who had that bomb, so he gets jumped. Oh! I saw on my end a guy was like, he rammed a dude with a jet ski in the water. It was awesome.
All right, so right now the bomb carrier is going to be Alpha 11. He's going to get taken down. Just kind of going back and forth now. A lot of recon classes this go around.
Yeah. You know, there was one game that we had where there was like just no recon classes at all. And now it just seems to be like that's what all the cool kids are doing. They're just all whipping out those sniper rifles and trying to be players, you know? I don't appreciate that. Guys, use engineer. It's the best class in the game. My best class. It's not actually the best class, it's just every class is actually really good, but I really love the engineer.
Let's take a look and see what this engineer can do.
Yes! Love you, Corey. You just know how to make me happy. He's 7-7 right now currently, and what is he using? He's using AK-5C with a RDS, no other attachments though. So he's kind of just, you know, he's living that swag life right now. He's not trying to run with any kind of attachments, nothing. He just has a red dot. He feels that's all he needs. And I would have to tell you, my friend, that you might want to throw a muzzle brake on that. That would be a really effective tool to use there. Or maybe a tactical flashlight to, oh, not tactical, just a flashlight to blind him. You know, there's a couple things you can do.
Nice shot there by this attack boat. That's Bravo 1, who's in control. Again, one of the things that I mentioned earlier today was the fact of how strong these attack boats really are. And you can see that he's got the Crimson Tiger. That's the camo that he's using currently on this attack boat. Got the 25mm tow missile, maintenance, smoke, and
looking at the chat real quick, guys. Someone had asked about vehicle customization. We covered that before. Again, you can customize your vehicle. That's all we're gonna say. It's awesome. Firefighter camo for the win. So again, guys, if you have any questions, make sure you guys are asking them on the Twitch chat as well as Twitter and Reddit. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to the Battlefield Reddit, you are doing it wrong. You got to go to our Battlefield and subscribe. And of course, if you haven't followed Battlefield on Twitter yet, it is at Battlefield and Facebook. How many fans are on Facebook for Battlefield?
It's like 6.1 million.
It's a lot that's a lot of nuts. A lot of people.
Well, there's a really, honestly, out of all of the pages to like, there's a reason why. I mean, it really does keep you up to date on all the different types of information. Also getting to see some of the different setups that players have are just so unique. Getting the chance to see. I mean, I've seen some players who've got 6 monitors that are stacked. It's just awesome gameplay to watch.
It really is cool. It really is cool stuff. I mean, I've always been impressed with the setup we have here. Just you know, that commander monitor is just the sickest thing. I mean, there's just so many amazing things here at Gamescom, guys. Hopefully you all can make it out next time around. But who are you taking a look at right now, Corey? Who is on your screen?
Yeah, Bravo 16 currently.
Bravo 16. He's 3-7. 3-7 right now. But
let's see if we can find the bomb.
He's using a SAR-21. No sights on it, but he is going to get taken out though.
Alpha 5 is trying to now work his way back over here. He spotted the bomb carrier right now. He's just trying to help out his team, not trying to lose this point. Looks like the bomb is going to finally get planted here. He's just trying to touch and go. Nice little landing there.
Yeah, that was risky, but
swing in, pick up one to see if he might be able to pick up some kills now.
None. Oh my God, he's getting shot here, and he is not going to be able to do this. You know, he missed all those shots there at the start because he was running around way too much there. He couldn't really set his aim down, and that is just unfortunate there.
So that bomb is going to explode. So now we're going to see where this bomb is going to end up now. So again, score right now 1-3. Those are the bombs, MCOM points remaining. 1 MCOM point here for the Russian squad.
Yep, and all they got to do is just attack that one. They're going to be good to go. So if I'm correct, that means they only have 1 more objective left to destroy. That's
the Chinese team has 1 objective to take out now.
You sure?
I am positive.
You're positive?
I'm 100%. Take a look at the overview right now. There is 1 Russian point available right now.
Okay. All right, I'm going to believe you, Corey. Oh yeah, you're right. There is 1 Russian point available.
How about that?
Okay, how about that? You know. Silence you. All right, bomb has been located, by the way, over by the A conquest point here by the dock. So look for the scramble to begin there in a little bit. The farthest player is going to be Bravo 3 currently, as he's going to try and make his way through the jungle to get over to that bomb point. No one on the blue team is going to be able to contest. Actually, no, there is going to be one player there.
There's some paradrops going in.
Yeah, paradrops going in. There's going to be 3 players, Alpha 13 as well as Alpha 3. They are going to have an encounter in the forest, or in the jungle, excuse me, the forest, unless Bravo 5 and 13 can make their way over here. And it doesn't seem like these Alpha players are going to stop the gold team from making any moves.
They must have spotted a few players over here. That's going to draw them in. These 3 players have not been spotted at this point. So now you've got Bravo 13, who's picked up the bomb, and that is now going to be heading over there. Let's see there again. There's 1 remaining point that's left, and that's going to be this Russian point that's going to be over here.
That's right, and let's see if they're going to make something happen. Of course, was able to take that 1 player out there. There's last man left in the squad, by the way, for the bomb. No, not the bomb carrier. Bomb carrier is actually going to be making his way right through the jungle and over to the B site. So look for him to hope to get into a vehicle at some point in time, because that will really help these guys out. There is going to be a chopper, though, right above them, so they have to be a little careful about that. Bomb carrier able to find 1 player. He's going to be the last man in the squad, so he needs to be smart about this and get away from anyone, any kind of incoming gunfire, so that this way he can manage to get his teammates in and spawn with him. And we have people cheering in the background, which is awesome. He's currently going to be at 83 health. Bomb carrier going to get away here, finding 2 players in front of him as well, and he is going to get taken out there. Wow, that is just unfortunate. He ran that bomb such a long way, but just could not seem to take it any further.
This is actually pretty interesting to see.
You see the kills and deaths, by the way, on the Chinese squad?
Saw the MAV that was actually flying right now. So let's go and hop on with Bravo. Let's go with Bravo 13. He's on the top of the leaderboard right now. There's definitely a reason why, and that looks like it's going to end that one. So the Chinese will take that one.
And the tactical light is when you aim in with your gun, the flashlight comes up and it shines into the player that you're facing. Flashlight is constantly on. So the flashlight, while very good, is good for, I would say it's very good for hip fire guns, you know, weapons that, you know, especially if you're in like enclosed spaces, right? But the downside to it, of course, is that, again, it is not on, it's not like, you know, it just shines everywhere and it's very bright. The tactical flashlight, on the other hand, the downside to that one is that it's not available on the hip fire, only when you aim in. And if you're using a gun that really isn't that good with aiming in, then you might not want to use the tactical light.
All right, so one of the questions or one of the comments that I agree with is if we can ask one of the BF4 devs to get a special uniform camo, so that way that has a target on their back. And so that for those that are basically dog tag hunters that basically want those dev dog tags or DICE dog tags, well, this way it makes it a little bit easier because they literally would have a target on their back. I'd want that too.
Yeah, of course. Then there was another question here. Of course, we're getting to like nitty-gritty details and kind of jumping all over the place. So there are going to be some things in regards to gameplay, some things in regards to cosmetics and whatnot. But let's just go ahead and talk about this here. Corey, now I think since you have a lot of experience with the boats and whatnot, is there unlimited countermeasures in vehicles?
They're very similar to the way that the ammo works, very similar to what you see in BF3. So yes, so you have the capability. It's unlimited, but with limited resources at that time. So it's not like you can just sit there and continuously pop countermeasures the entire time. It will regen over a time frame.
And the ammo as well would be
ammo
regen?
the same thing as well.
Ammo regens after it's deplenished, deplenished, I guess, right?
Right.
All right, and then then another thing here that I got is will the def animation / kill cam still be from the first person perspective like BF3? It's not. Well, you're waving your head. Tell me.
Well, the reason why it's not from the first person perspective anymore. So what we see is actually where that player was killed at. So this is in just your casual mode, not your hardcore mode. not your hardcore mode. So we'll have to look and see exactly what that is going to look like whenever you're playing hardcore opposed to the casual. In casual style, you actually see where that player was whenever they shot you, as well as they're highlighted at the same token. So any snipers that are hanging out in the grass that you really can't tell exactly where they're at, they'll be highlighted so you know exactly where they were located at.
Yep. We got another question here as well. This one is just in regards to what's going on here at Gamescom. He said, why aren't we commentating the game that's going on behind us? Because you seem to view other matches. So basically, we're viewing Obliteration today, and that is in an entirely different room here in the EA compound / city.
This place is massive.
It is really big. Like, it's a giant booth. I don't even, you can't, like you said yesterday, you can't even call it a booth. It's a city. It's like, it's its own little town or something like that. Township.
The EA town.
The EA town. So yeah, so that is, we're commentating Obliteration all day. What's going on behind us whenever we come back to camera is Conquest. So that's going on behind us, but we're looking at Obliteration. Tomorrow we're going to be looking at Conquest, perhaps, so maybe a mixture of the two. I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, just some information in regards to that when you're in here. Then another one said, can you guys show or explain what the bayonet takedown looks like, or is it in the game yet? It works exactly the same as everything else. I mean, all the other takedowns work pretty much similar, and it's just, it looks awesome. How much I can say for a fact.
It just kind of comes down to whether or not the players are using it, whether you capture the right moment at the right time. So, yeah, as we'll just kind of take a look here. Here's the bomb carry now. We're here with Alpha 7. And what we can do right now, let's go ahead and hop into some real competitive gameplay. What it would be like if it was in terms of being what could be considered as an esport.
That's right. So with that said, Alpha 7 with the bomb in hand gets taken out though, and that was going to be by an M48-5 there, as you can see from Bravo 10. So let's actually go ahead and jump on board here with Bravo 10, see what's going on with him. He's actually chilling over here right by that MCOM point, waiting to see if anyone's going to be moving in on the objective. And that's a very smart move there, you know, just playing defensively. I like what I'm seeing there. And he has that SRR 71 with the iron sight, which is a very common thing that we've been seeing here all weekend long.
Yeah, so we hop on board now with Alpha 4, who's been in this attack boat. Again, how effective the attack boat is, and also especially the fact that the bomb is right there. Now, he's not going to try to make an attempt to take down the bomb carrier. Just like that, the bomb carrier is going to hop into this boat and take off, but he does get taken down quickly.
Look how many players are there. Oh, man.
So he's got complete control. He's controlling this beach side as they're continuing to attack time and time again. His teammate actually hopped onto a jet ski, and let's see if he can kind of give him some cover fire. Again, right now, score going to be 2-3, or those are the remaining points. So 1-0 right now in favor of the Chinese as they've taken down that B MCOM point there for the Russians.
Yeah, and it seems like Alpha 7, he's going to be making his way over here. So again, very just like, you know, great gameplay there with that boat. They're able to just navigate and hold it down, right? Protected with that DV-15 boat. That was certainly something that you want to see a lot more, and certainly something that has been very prevalent in Obliteration, is utilizing the boats, utilizing naval combat to basically stop anyone making an approach on the beach. I really, really dig that players are starting to adapt that.
Well, looks like Bravo 8 is going on a journey because he is in no man's land, but he is actually one of the closest players to the action, which makes you wonder what's going on with this Chinese team. How did they actually pick up that first MCOM point? As right now the score is going to be 1-1. Bomb has not been located yet, as again the bomb just exploded just a moment ago.
Yeah, they're like in utter disarray. The gold team, the Chinese team here.
They've got complete control over this island right now.
Oh, they do though. You know, you are right. Like, they were in disarray before because it seemed like that bomb was just like running away from them. They had no idea where it was going. Now that bomb's going to spawn on the island, they pretty much have all their angles covered. There's going to be like maybe 2 or 3 alpha players that are going to be in the vicinity there to be able to make something happen. And new bomb has been located smack dab in the center of the island. Let's see who's going to go for that one first.
All right, taking a look here on the overview perspective right now, you can see that you've got these 2 players. Bomb carrier looks like now it's going to try to be Bravo 13. He'll slide in, pick up the bomb. He's got his teammate to give him some cover fire right now. As again, we are all tied up 1-1 right now between these 2 teams.
That's right, and the bomb carrier, Bravo 13, like you had said, navigating his way right through the courtyard here. He's going to run into a couple of players that are going to be coming from the south side here of the map. They're going to be coming from the south side of the beach. Look for them to try and stop that as best as they can, though. Bomb carrier is going to be running into a player any second now, and it actually ended up happening there. Bomb was dropped and picked up by Alpha, who is this here? Alpha 16, but he was taken out right away as well. And now it's just kind of been like, go grab the bomb and die if you want to, because that's pretty much how it's been unfolding here.
Yeah, so it's going to be very difficult. You can see where they're battling it out here right onto this main point here.
Yeah, and let's see if I can get a free cam over that one on my end so I can get a better view of what's going on, because it is just absolute carnage there, Corey. Like, we know that the bomb is going to be hotly contested, but not like this. And there's just basically a battle going on between the two complexes there. You can actually see that there's just a lot of action going on right in that middle. That's what you want to see in Obliteration.
Alpha 3 had an opening that he could have taken. He could have went to over there towards the beach side. Instead, he went straight towards the main portion of the island, which again, he just ran into the opposition and got taken down. So let's go ahead and take a look, see where the bomb is. It's working its way over there towards the beach. But remember, Alpha 4 has basically docked his boat. I mean, he's basically anchored away and just waiting for them to cross. So again, he's just watching this main point. He's the difference, he's the divider between the main island and any MCOM point that they need to get to. And so basically he's going to continue to just lay it thick with this attack boat.
Yeah, they're going to certainly need to assist each other here, man. This is when the squad gameplay of Battlefield 4 comes into play, as they're going to be escorting their player. He's going to hop in there. He's probably going to drive the boat, and his teammate's going to give him that support, so they are going to be able to at least get one, and they're going to go for the closest objective, which makes a lot of sense here. I mean, you pretty much just want to hold it down, keep it simple, don't get too crazy with it, and it's certainly working out in their favor. They are going to go for that plant. They are going to plant A, and it seems like they're going to be able to make this one happen very soon. Bravo
16 going in Rambo style, pair drops directly onto the island, but already it's not enough time, and luckily enough for him, he didn't just walk in to the where everything goes boom, is what Daniel Matrosh is saying.
Yeah, man, that was actually pretty funny. I heard it in my comm. I'm like, where everything goes boom. All right, that sounds good. Here, but Bravo 16 able to find one player to his left and another one to his right. As he just cleared that one out. Well, it was vice versa, but cleared that one out amazingly there, able to take out two. And he is going to be using that G36C, which I know a lot of players were asking us about. Is the G3 back in the game? It is. There you see it right there. You got a double with that. And now it is going to be down to just the C bomb point, the C MCOM location. Can the blue team do it in time?
Alpha 4 currently 14-1 in this attack boat. Wow. Is the naval battle alive? Yes, it is.
Yeah, man, and I love the fact that he has pretty much just held down his same position this entire time, navigating this island here and just going around the outskirts of it. Anyone who dares step foot in his area, in his vicinity, they will be met with bullets right away, and that is why he's just holding. Look at that. He's able to find one player there. He thought he had to reload on that one. He's going to go for the shots, able to take that one out. And look at that there, man. Just straight domination with that boat.
Again, you've now got two attack boats that you have to worry about. You've got this attack boat that's basically sitting here on this beach. Actually, I believe it's been beached. And so they'll basically see what happens here. Right now, again, it's 2-1 here, left to go. The Chinese have only one available point in the beginning. They were able to pick up that first MCOM point, and he is about to be taken out, and he does. And look out as Alpha 12 tries to turn this helicopter into a sled as he's trying to slide across the beach.
It's always fun to watch.
Trying to go for that 360 no-scope in the helicopter.
Oh, man. Oh man, I don't want to see the chat after that one. But yeah, man, so it seems like there's been just so much activity going on here right by the left side of the beach where the bomb is currently located. Nearest player is going to be Bravo 13 with actually Alpha 1 on the blue team parachuting in. So he is going to be able to pick up that bomb, Alpha 1, as you see it there right on the screen. Let's go ahead and jump on board with Alpha 1. Finding two players in front of him, able to take one out, but unfortunately cannot do anything.
Paradrop coming in. Let's see what he can do. Alpha 3 saying, I've got this one. Going completely all out, and he will get taken down. So there's some type of plague around the bomb right now because the gunfire is laid on thick.
The bomb is cursed right now, Corey. That's basically what's going on. The bomb is cursed. Everyone who touches it or anyone who's near the vicinity of it gets taken out, and it just needs to be uncursed. It's just something that you know, a couple of the Halo guys that I work with told me about. Is hilarious.
He's got the bomb and he's trying to decide exactly what he wants to do with it, or actually see if he might be able to pick up another weapon.
Yeah, that would help him out pretty well. Well, what is he using here? He's actually using the SAR-21 iron sights, no attachments, which is something that you're going to see quite a bit of here at Gamescom because the players are just eager to pick a gun and hop right into the action. He is at 100 health as well. When he has one more location to move to, let's see if he's going to be able to make this one happen in time.
All right, so you can see that he's starting to maneuver his way over here. He's that squad leader that we're paying attention to right now. He's being shot from the backside, hops into the trench. We're about to be spotted there.
And there's luckily a helicopter as well.
His play right here was scoped in, so he's not going to be spotted. Continuing to move about here. He's trying. He's got 3 players that are chasing him down, has some cover fire there. This is going to be a long swim through a very, very treacherous storm.
Yep, that's right. And he has been spotted by Bravo 2, if I'm correct, and was taken out by him with that G36C long range. Bomb is going to be right in the middle of the water, Corey. Now remember, we spoke about this before. In order for you to pick up that bomb, you have to get out of the vehicle that you're in and then be able to pick it up. And we actually see one of the Alpha guys, they're going to be making moves over to that bomb site, but there's just a sea of Bravo players, they're gold players that are trying to make something happen, and it seems like Bravo 14 does manage to pick up that bomb.
So we're going to see that he's going to start to be able to move away here. He does have the bomb, bringing it back to one of the islands. Hasn't been spotted. Take a look here. Take a look at the overview. He does have a teammate that passes by just in the attack boat. Doesn't help him out any there.
Yeah.
Again, there's not a lot of time left, and that's basically going to do it right there. So again,
you worked on as well, but also the dynamic weather and how that kind of flowed in the map. What's the
well, we have
I
an
guess
extremely talented team back
Yeah.
at home that's been focusing a lot on Levolution, but the entire multiplayer team has been helping to contribute, of course, with providing design, feedback, play testing, and really coming up with the concepts for these, because when we started out, we weren't entirely sure what Levolution would become. When you, the players, come into the battlefield, it is what the game becomes. And that's why it's been extremely exciting to be here at Gamescom, to see how people are using the waves, see how people are using the containers where the doors open, and all of the things in between. Siege of Shanghai had the skyscraper that came down, but it also had little things like car alarms that go off when you bump them, metal detectors that go off when you run under them, and people use those to their advantage. I saw people like spot another herd with their headphones, like they heard an alarm go off, and so they snuck around with their heat vision and they were able to take them out from behind. And it was really cool to see people using those features that we put in and seeing that really come to life.
Yeah, I actually am pretty happy with you know, the variety that you'll find with a lot of the maps. It certainly has been something that you don't see that much nowadays. Nowadays, it's you know, here's a map. It's a, you know, most maps are designed in a very typical 3-lane format if it's like an arena shooter or something like that. With not a lot of variety in between there. And this map, this game, I should say, takes that, kind of turns it on its head and says, all right, well, here's this approach. Because Paracel Storm is a very different map. Again, we spoke about it right at the start of the interview. It's a very different map in Siege of Shanghai.
Yeah.
And then when I look at, you know, I guess how you guys have really kind of just brought naval combat and all that other stuff into the play, and then the water and how that greatly impacts the boats, like it kind of just turns everything on its head, turns traditional first-person shooters on its head with that Levolution aspect of it.
Definitely. I think that one of the things that Battlefield is really great at is that they provide a big variety. The entire spectrum from big open spaces to close quarter combats, and especially with the classes, the vehicles, everything. Every type of playstyle is provided for. Like if you want to be the sniper that sits up in the tower, we've got that. If you want to be the guy that barrels through with his tank and just annihilates everything, we've got that. If you want to be the guy that's doing dogfighting in a skyscraper in the cities with your jets, we've got that. I mean, everything. If you want to work with your squad, if you want to go it alone, we support all of those types of gameplay and allow that, because Battlefield just has all of these different types of maps, all of these types of classes, and you really feel that when you play. Yeah,
and that certainly has been a very awesome aspect, and something I've been seeing you know, all week long, and also when I did the E3 live stream. So now I want to get into finer details of what you do, right? And I want to talk about, I guess you could say, map design, or what you do in the artistic realm of it, right? Now, you conceptualize a map, I'm assuming? Because I've always been very interested in this, right? Like when you start at that base level, you're like, all right, we're gonna design a map spaced around a couple islands. Let's see how we're gonna make this one look. I guess, how does that process go? I mean, is there any cool things you could share with the community that's watching right now?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this map, for instance, started with the concept that we had this great feature with the water gameplay that we had figured out was a really fun toy to play with. So we were like, we really want to put something with a lot of water. And there's all this conflict going on in the Southeast Asian areas with the Spratly Islands being contested for by major Asian countries. So we were finding a lot of reference with that in terms of military bases set up on islands and a lot of sort of presences on these really tiny islands which didn't otherwise seem to offer a lot of resources.
Yeah.
And so we found these islands that had just existed in the middle of the ocean and tried to recreate that. So one of the big focuses was, of course, you need really great sand textures and particles. You need really great vegetation that sells the idea that this is an island. You need really good water, and you need really good weather effects. And those are something that early on we decided to nail visually and really helped us pull everything together, as design-wise the map, you know, has to change as it's moving along, and we have to react to how players are playing it. So we have daily play tests at the studio where people are playing it, we are playing it, and giving feedback and just changing the layout in order to provide the most optimal gaming experience once we get it out here for you guys.
Yeah, I could certainly see that there's just like this variety in like the design of the map as a whole, right? Like because the different beaches, right, they don't look the same. Like for example, this particular beach right here, which if I'm correct, this player, yeah, he's actually going to be in the South Island here, the South East Island.
Yes.
The beach looks very different in comparison to this beach here. Like I noticed that there are like pretty much every single beach has, like beaches would normally do. They have like their own identity.
Yeah, exactly. So one thing that we thought of going through this was a lot of these islands are formed with rock formations. So some of these, as you can see, have these strategic rock cliffs that you can hide inside. And that was something that visually was maybe a little bit more challenging to get in, but really helped sell the space and sell the entire area of these islands. And then the beaches coming in, you see there's like little pieces of debris that's on this beach, little rocks in the crevices up here, and just the way that the sand blends in with the rocks.
Yeah.
That was something that really helped us all pull together.
Yeah, and when you were designing this, right, you wanted to make sure that you had that identity, right? Every island felt unique. You kind of knew like where you were in the map.
So that's another challenge, because if you're surrounded by ocean, it's very difficult to tell which side is which, if you're facing north, if you're facing south, which is another reason why, as you say, each island has to have its own identity. If we look at the large map again, we'll see that the North Island is very large and it's easily identifiable from either side which side you're on. There's a more industrial upper edge, there's a more organic side to the bottom,
Yeah.
and then the South Islands are all extremely smaller, more sand-based,
Yeah.
and then they connect in the bottom with these bridges and a few islands which have these trenches that they have on those islands, and it really helps for you to understand where you are. You never feel lost when you're in this map.
Now, I do want to ask you in regards to the design, what was the reasoning behind not putting a bridge on every island, right? Like why like ignore that? I shouldn't say ignore it, but why go that route? Why just have two bridges here and not a bridge located here and a bridge located here? Just make it as a whole connected experience.
That's a two-sided answer, actually. First off, we want to encourage players to use these jet skis that we've sprinkled around the island, these rib boats that we have going around, and encourage the players that are using these boats to pick up their teammates to get to the other time, like encourage this sort of squad gameplay. On the other hand, we also knew that swimming through the water was kind of an interesting mechanic, because there you get access to your pistol, but otherwise you don't have access to most of your weapons and gadgets other than the repair tool. So this was an interesting way to sort of balance out traveling between 2 points versus staying where you are and holding down a position.
Okay.
The other side of this answer is that they actually didn't build the islands in a way that you could get to them all with vehicles. So some of them would have these bridges built up, but then when another nation comes in and takes over that island, they usually tear those down,
Okay.
hold one side, and that's why there's no view.
So there's like a story aspect to it, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
a big part of our job is telling a story with the spaces. Like I said, these are based on military bases on these islands, but you know, as a regular player, you might not always know about everything that's going on in the world, but you feel like this is a real place
Yeah.
because it's inspired by these things that are going on right now.
Yeah, it very much has that feeling to it, and here you can see the guy actually swimming underwater. He's like swimming along, but I you know, that's the thing that I find to be particularly engaging about, you know, art direction with maps, right? Because it's always about like creating that feeling that where you are located is somewhere that exists in the world.
Exactly.
You know, that exists in the world today.
And that's one of the reasons
yeah.
that it was really important for us to get this very dynamic system in with the waves, with the weather, with the lighting. As you see here in the level, it's now changed from a completely pristine desert island to this raging ocean with waves and a storm, and the lighting's changed and everything is completely different. The mood is entirely different on this island.
Yep.
So it really feels like a different space, and that's something that has been extremely rewarding to work with, but also very challenging because you can't always make everything work for all situations. But I think it adds that sense of this is a real space that actually exists,
Yeah.
that